Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'll be reviewing the Solo brand Mexican style training sparring glove in 16 ounce. You can find these gloves on eBay. That's the only place I've found them. The reason I'm doing the review on these in particular is because, well, one, I haven't seen any reviews of them, and two, they claim to be, a quality Mexican style sparring gloves. So I'm usually pretty intrigued about those kind of gloves, by Mexican sparring gloves, just because Cleto Reyes is the main brand, but there's other brands that come out of Mexico, like Zeppel and JC Pacheco and Casanova, to name a few, and then also these which claim to be out of Monterrey in Mexico. So I figured, I bite the bullet, check these gloves out, see how they perform, see how the quality is, and give you guys an honest review on what I think about them. Right off the bat, when you pull these out of the box, they're packaged very nicely, and whoever the businesses that I bought from eBay, they actually include free hand wraps and these little keychain boxing gloves. Not that it really matters, but when you pull them out of the box, these are supposed to be 16 ounce. Right off the bat, I noticed that they do not feel like a true 16 ounce glove. They feel significantly lighter than a 16 ounce glove. I've had some 12 ounce gloves that actually feel the same as these weight wise. So if you're looking for something that's a little, true to weight and that's heavier, these definitely are not going to be the right gloves for you. Right off the bat, the quality, looking at the gloves, it looks good, per se. It has a nice look to it. Has a two-tone color, the red with the Solo Hecho, Hecho in Mexico, the Spanish writing on the front. I wanted to actually get the lace-up versions of these, but they didn't have any more in stock, so I ended up just getting the Velcro closure. And then obviously the thumb, the Velcro closure, and just a standard glove. So right off the bat, the things I do like about it are obviously I like the color, the way it looks, has that Mexican styling. The things I don't like about it quality-wise is the leather is definitely not on the level of Cleto Reyes. It's actually a thinner leather. It almost feels like a synthetic leather. Not saying that it is. It just it's very thin. It doesn't feel as thick. It doesn't have that same leather smell to it that Cleto Reyes does, or some of the other Mexican boxing gloves. Or even winning. The Japanese gloves has kind of a nice, kind of a thick leather hide to it, where these don't. The other craftsmanship thing I didn't like about these is that if you look at the attached thumb, it's just a piece of nylon. So it's, that's kind of, to me, like they're skimping out on the quality of the glove when they have the attached thumb as nylon. I mean, that can come off pretty easily. Once it frays, it's pretty much over. That'll kind of just break right off. Where I think that they should have used leather. And you can see on the thumb right here, it's kind of the seam is kind of, it's like an open seam design. So it's not a closed seam where it's all smooth. They actually have like this black open seam right here, and they do use double stitching on it, as you can see. In the videos, you can't really see very well, but there are some stitches that are kind of coming loose, that they're not the best quality. On the inside, you have the grip bar, which is a little bit on the small side, and the grip bar is actually not very dense. So when you make a fist with it, you don't really feel like you're really gripping on anything, honestly. It has Solo para Campeones on that, only for champions. And then you have obviously the standard print on the top of the glove, and then you have the wrist strap closure, the Velcro closure. Again, just looking at the quality of the leather, it's very thin and just doesn't feel thick at all, and not really impressed with that quality there. The inside is a standard, looks like a nylon lining, kind of similar to what Winning uses. The lining goes throughout the entire glove except for the thumb. So when you put your hand in here, it's actually a pretty comfortable glove. One thing I do like about these compared to the Reyes gloves is that they're wider. So the Reyes gloves feel a little more compact in the palm area and just kind of the width of the glove. These feel a little bit wider, so they're a little bit more comfortable than the Reyes as far as fitment goes. But the glove, the actual glove, not the glove, but the thumb area is actually, has almost like a, it doesn't have a lining on the thumb area. It's almost like it feels almost like a canvas on the thumb. So the rest of the glove has this nylon lining, but the thumb itself doesn't. It has almost like a, if you feel it on the inside, it almost has kind of like a leathery canvas feel to it. The other feature that I wish was a little bit better was the wrist support's not that great. You can see up close that the padding on this is pretty flimsy. It's not thick, and even if once you put your hand in here, you'll probably, obviously you'll have hand wraps on and all that stuff, but just as a glove itself, it doesn't really have the best wrist support. You just have that wrap around. So if you did end up getting these gloves, I would recommend taping your wrists, wrapping them properly, and then even taping around the gloves once you tape these on to really get good wrist support. So not a big fan of that. This is a puncher's glove, so the the actual protection of your knuckles is kind of minimal. So I would not recommend this for using, as far as bag work goes. I mean, you could use it for bag work. It is a glove, but you could definitely feel when you make contact with the glove. You could definitely feel that impact on your knuckles. So if you're a hard, heavy hitter or puncher that really likes to, thump the bag, I'm pretty sure you'll get some pretty sore knuckles like I have using these gloves, hitting the bag quite a bit with these. So they are definitely a puncher style glove. The other thing that's kind of awkward is the thumb placement. When you're making a fist, it just feels like your hand is doing one of these. So it's kind of in an awkward position. So you kind of have to kind of almost tuck your thumb in to feel that your hand is comfortable, so you don't have this feeling in your hand. So that's the other downside or feature that I didn't like. And the foam that they use on the inside of this, it just seems like a single piece of foam. It's not an IMF foam. It's just a regular standard foam padding on the inside. To what degree of technology they use, I have no clue. But it's pretty dense. It's pretty lightweight. So it just feels to me, a little bit more budget-minded, kind of a cheaper glove in that respect. And that's pretty much it. So these gloves cost, I believe, they were $89.99. So out the door, depending on where you get it from, it's about $100. I honestly think your money can go somewhere else. Not saying that they're a bad glove. I just was hoping, or should I say, I was expecting a little bit more out of these. I've been training with these for about a month now as well. Put these into my rotation, testing them out. And like I said, I would probably rate overall the glove. I'd probably give it maybe a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10. Decent glove. Just not the build quality I would expect from a Mexican style glove. Definitely not the weight that I was expecting. It's supposed to be a 16-ounce glove, but it feels more like a 12-ounce glove to me. It's pretty lightweight, so that's kind of discouraging. It's not true to weight. Looks nice. Comfort's pretty good. It's pretty comfortable, but again, just the quality of what you pay for is not exactly what I would give a thumbs up for. So if you guys have any questions, let me know and hit me up.